From covert operations to international alliances, the Albanian Mafia has grown in prominence to be one of the most feared and respected mafia in the world. How do they operate under the radar, forging powerful alliances and evading law enforcement? Today, we'll reveal the hidden tactics and covert strategies that allow these shadowy figures to control vast criminal networks while staying out of the spotlight. Brace yourselves for an inside look at their high-stakes operations, secret alliances, and the dark art of maintaining power in the shadows. Albanian mafias have a unique structure that sets them apart. Unlike the rigid hierarchies found in the Italian mafia, Albanian groups are smaller, more pragmatic, and flexible. They form temporary alliances based on opportunities rather than strict, permanent relationships. Despite this fluidity, they have clear leadership, and members show strong loyalty to their leaders. Their influence extends beyond illegal activities, including drug trafficking, human smuggling, and human trafficking, often controlling politics and the public in areas where they are powerful. The bond with the mafia. Often perceived as old-fashioned, the Albanian mafia places a high value on loyalty, honor, and family. Blood relations and marriage hold significant importance in these networks. Typically, Albanian mafia families or clans consist of large groups with thousands of members scattered worldwide. They form an extended family that spans the Balkan route from eastern Turkey to Western Europe and North America. These families are characterized by a strict internal discipline, maintained through punitive measures for any rule violations. This punishment fosters fear, which in turn ensures unwavering loyalty to the family. Within this structure, official laws are often seen as secondary or irrelevant, while the mafia rule is supreme. Because these mafia families are based on blood relations, their membership is limited, and the bonds between members are exceptionally strong. Consequently, infiltrating these clans is nearly impossible. Individuals from other ethnic groups might be found within the mafia, but their roles are mostly limited to one-time or minor tasks. About 15 main mafia families control the mafia, but the organizational structure of the Albanian mafia families is quite complex, often comprising 4 to 6 or more levels. These groups then form smaller, flexible networks, typically consisting of 3 to 4 members who are quick to seize any profitable opportunity. This multi-layered setup helps them maintain their operational capabilities even if some members or groups are apprehended. Mafia Code of Honor. The Albanian Mafia adheres to a code of honor called besa, which translates to trust. When someone is recruited into the Albanian Mafia, they must take an oath known as a bese, which is considered sacred. This code of honor actually has deep roots in Albanian culture, and this can be found especially in North Albania, where besa is regarded as highly important. It is more of a verbal contract of trust, signifying that the person who gives it is pledging their life to protect another. This code of conduct is what has made the mafia remain strong to this day. When organized crime initially began to take root after the fall of communism in the early 1990s, the government found it hard to crack down on them. During this period, the paradise for illegal trade became a haven for blackmail, intimidation, and racketeering. Now, drug lords face little resistance from the state or police, and corruption is rampant, with politicians being easily bought. The mafia has successfully etched themselves into the political system of their country, with former Prime Minister Salih Berisha and Edi Rama having both been linked with the mafia. Reach across the globe. Albanian mafia groups have expanded their reach far beyond Albania, integrating themselves into local criminal activities in various countries. Initially, they supported the Italian mafia in drug trafficking, but they have since evolved to independently manage the trade across European harbors. They are heavily involved in criminal activities, especially the distribution of narcotics in both Albania and Western Europe. Known for their violence, Albanian mafia groups also cooperate with corrupt police and judiciary officials. They collaborate with Italian mafia groups such as 'Ndrangheta and Sacra Corona Unita, as well as the Turkish mafia. Their connections extend to criminal networks in Kosovo and Montenegro, and they maintain a strong presence in Belgium, the Netherlands, and the UK. There is also evidence of their interactions with South and Central American crime groups. Spreading further across the globe, the Albanian Mafia uses Albania as a transit hub for heroin trafficked from Turkey, Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan along the Balkan route to Europe. Control over the UK market. The influence of the Albanian Mafia has profoundly impacted the cocaine market, affecting its use, production, and economy. In the UK, cocaine is now cheaper than it has been since 1990 and purer than it has been in a decade, leading to record fatalities. The UK also has the highest number of young cocaine users in Europe, all thanks to the Albanian Mafia. More broadly, there have been larger and more frequent cocaine shipments seized entering the UK as cocaine production in South America has reached record levels, increasing by 31% since 2016. Rival gangs to the Albanian Mafia, such as the Albanians, initially struggled to compete because their cocaine was of lower quality and more expensive. Therefore, their only option was to source cocaine from the Mafia Shqiptar, aka the Albanian Mafia. Now, they occupy the lowest ranks of the Albanian Mafia. For the Albanian Mafia to truly succeed, they needed control over Europe's ports. To achieve this, the Mafia Shqiptar had to collaborate with the 'Ndrangheta, the most powerful and globalized of the Italian mafias, which controls mainland Europe's cocaine trade. The Albanian Mafia not only works with the 'Ndrangheta, but has formed a very tight alliance, hence the Italian Mafia treats them as equals. They are known for their charisma and focus on relationship building rather than engaging in competitive feuds. Coming from a country with a history of conflict and having a reputation for ruthlessness, their charisma is further emphasized by a pragmatic need to get along with others. They prioritize a sophisticated style, professionalism, and a need to consistently deliver on their promises. This reliability is closely tied to the Albanian Code of Besa, which means to keep the promise. However, the reputation of the Albanian Mafia should also be understood in the context of the ancestral code of Kanun, which upholds the right to take revenge, believing that blood must be repaid with blood. Human trafficking. Albania plays multiple roles in the human trafficking network, acting as a source, transit, and destination country. The Mafia are reportedly responsible for a significant number of trafficking victims in Western Europe, especially in the UK, with most victims being women and children from Albania. Sexual exploitation remains the most common form of trafficking involving Albanian victims in Western European countries. Within Albania, human trafficking also persists. Some irregular migrants from Asia are subjected to forced labor and domestic servitude. A peak is seen in the domestic trafficking of women and children for sexual exploitation and street begging during the tourist season. The Mafia also cooperate with human smugglers in neighboring countries and have consolidated their activities in Western Europe. Their home country is pivotal for a regular migration to the UK, where the activity of Mafia involved in human smuggling has increased. Influence in arms trade. Arms trafficking in Albania is relatively limited compared to other Balkan states, primarily because Albania does not produce weapons or ammunition. However, arms from the 1997 civil unrest are still in circulation, creating a modest criminal market for small arms and light weapons and dismantled weapon parts. Many of these small arms are destined for European markets, though some are sold domestically. The Mafia plays a big role in the smooth trafficking routes from Albania to EU countries, either moving north through the Balkans or Greece, or being transported by sea to Western Europe. With the assistance of corrupt police and army officers in these operations, there has also been an increase in the illegal modification of convertible weapons and the 3D printing of firearms in Albania. Informal cultivation and smuggling of tobacco products are also rampant in Albania. Some farmers do not report their entire yield and illicitly sell a portion to domestic or foreign producers, particularly in neighboring Montenegro. However, the trade in tobacco products and other excise goods remains a minor criminal market in Albania and has a limited impact on society. The Mafia and drug trafficking. The Mafia uses Albania as a key transit country for heroin trafficked from Turkey, Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan along the Balkan route to Europe. Organized criminal groups in Albania work with others involved in the heroin supply chain. Most heroin enters Albania by land through North Macedonia, though Albanian police have uncovered heroin processing laboratories within the country. Albania is also used as a transit country for cocaine trafficked from Latin America to Europe. The Mafia involved in the Western European cocaine market manages trafficking, storage, and distribution across EU countries. For better efficiency, the Mafia recruited and established Albanian-speaking satellite communities overseas to contract fellow citizens and expand drug trafficking operations in major cities across the UK, Spain, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Germany. For at least a decade, Albania has been one of Europe's largest cannabis producers, making its cannabis market more widespread than other drug markets in the country. However, since 2016, police interventions, plantation destruction, and state efforts to change the business model have led to a significant decline in cannabis cultivation. Despite this decline, Albania remains a source country for cannabis destined for the EU, with sea and land routes used for trafficking. The Mafia got craftier, and cannabis production has shifted from outdoor to indoor methods. Hence, the production, processing, and distribution of cannabis in countries like the UK and Spain continues. The Albanian Mafia is truly making the Mafia godfathers proud by continuing the legacy. For more dark stories of the underworld, subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell to never miss an update.